Hello and welcome. Today we'll be talking about the one thing you have to stop saying if you want a full time.
Our words and our thoughts are things that have an impact on our actions. Stay tuned, and we're going to tell you what that one thing is. The RV life. We're surrounded with the message that it's a life you have to wait until retirement to have, and a life that only some can afford. And while it might be reality for those who want to believe that's true, we're on a mission to change that mindset and help people to stop wondering and start wandering to create a life they love.
Join us in conversations about how to design your RV life. We're Brian and Owen Street, and this is the RV Living Show.
Welcome to the RV Living Show. We're Brian and Luann Street. We are so excited you've decided to join us live today. We love doing these shows with you all, and we just want to say if you have any questions or comments or anything to add to the topic that we're talking about today, please be sure to drop them in the comments, and we will respond to them at the end of this episode.
Yeah. Go ahead and put some comments about our day's topic in there as we go through it.
Yeah, we would love to hear from you. So let's dive into today's topic right away. So we're going to be talking about the one thing that you have to stop doing if you want a full-time. This is really important. This is something that we have experienced ourselves, that we have done before. And so we can say that this is a really impactful thing in your life.
It really is.
We want you to stop saying someday.
Someday. That word is so easily spoken.
Well, what does someday mean?
Yeah. Someday to me kind of means like when you say someday, you're not committing to anything, so you don't have to do anything about it.
Yes, it's a pie in the sky. Maybe someday I will do this or do that. And the problem is that when we keep saying someday, we don't ever take action on anything. And then we have these, we wake up one day and have these epiphanies of like, oh, I thought I would be full-time by now, because of course that's what we're talking about today. So, you don't want that to happen to you. You don't want to wake up. You might be thinking now, I want an RV someday, but I've got this to do. And we all have those things, right?
It's like, you're right. Someday you could also be kind of like waiting for something in your life to change or something to get better.
Yeah, right. So you're always waiting for something to shift in order to make it happen for you. And we're here to tell you that doesn't happen. You actually have to change your someday to the day. And we're going to talk about that just a little bit more as we go through this. We really want to encourage you to think about your RV life now, even if it's years from now. I mean, I know some of you watching have the desire to do it. Some of you watching today, hope you're going to do it in the next year or two, or maybe it's still 5 years away. But that someday needs to become something more than that word in order for it to be a reality in your life.
For sure.
So I have this quote that I want to share with you, and this is from well, actually, we said this. I was like, we actually said this. No matter how long you wait or how hard you wish, someday will never get any closer. It's always going to be something in the future if you don't decide to do something different.
Right. Definitely, you have to look and plan for it, and your words say a lot.
So what we want you to do is begin to focus. So we had another episode called Identify What's Holding You Back from Full-Timing. And that was really, we got a lot of response from that because, there are physical things that can hold you back from full-timing there, but mostly the things are mental that stop you. And we want to talk about a couple of those things. Mentally, you may be thinking, so you're saying someday, and so instead of mentally actually thinking about it, because we don't always identify the things that way, is that someday could actually be fear. And fear comes in many, many disguises, right? Fear can be that you're afraid of what you don't know.
Yeah.
And the thing is we all have stuff we don't know.
I'm just going to say, yeah, the fear of the unknown can really be a powerful thing.
But the best way to overcome that fear is to do with the next step that we're going to be talking about. But let's stay here for just a second and talk about how what we're doing today actually makes a difference for later.
Yeah, your daily decisions will make a difference.
Yeah, so your daily decisions make your life. Let's take a reference back to like food and health, right? The daily decisions that you do today really impact how you feel in your, so let's say your choice over a brownie or broccoli isn't, maybe you don't want to choose the right thing, but that daily decision is going to give you the thing that you want, which is a healthier body, a healthier mind, and things like that.
Exactly. You know, we make decisions all day and we don't realize sometimes how it's going to affect us down the road.
Well, and we can think back to our personal RV transition. Before we wanted to transition, we had to really think about the things that we were doing in our life right then that was impacting us moving forward to our full-time life. We needed to stop spending money in certain places, maybe shift our budget around so that things could be different, pay off more debt faster, or not eat out on the weekends and things, and think about, well, our RV life, we're going to be doing these things. And so we want to shift that into that.
That's true.
So we're going to reveal the last point of this in just a minute, right after this.
This episode of the RV Living Show is brought to you by the Full-Time RV Framework.
This program includes a 4-module, 26-lesson video course, a bi-weekly freedom call on Zoom, and group mentoring in a private community. Downsized RV living course, so you can learn to downsize with ease. The RV Your New Home Blueprint, so you can learn about your new home and how to use it. The Full-Time Transition Companion. This planner is where you plan your current life and transition tasks at the same time. Full-Time RV Maintenance and Budgeting, and a Make Money on the Road resource guide. Everything in one place, so you can stop wondering and start wandering.
Learn more about enrolling in this complete solution for transitioning to the full-time RV life at fulltimervframework.com.
Okay, so we're going to tell you what the third thing that you need to do. So we want you to stop saying someday, right? And we want you to really focus on what matters and really maybe make sure that that full-time decision is what you really want to do. You know, we all have choices to make in our lives, and full timing is one choice. And but if that's your desire and that's what you really want to do, you need to stop saying someday and you need to start to focus. Yes. And then the next thing that we need to do is,
take action. How important is that? Because that is where, when you start taking action towards your dream, things start to happen. You get a whole different way of looking at things.
Well, I think action also overcomes fear. And, I'm using fear here and I think you understand what I mean. It's not that fear, not knowing what to expect, not having that perspective of full-timing.
Yeah, I remember when we first went full-time, and we were actually, before we went full-time, we were making all these changes in our life. But as we kept learning more and more about the lifestyle, it seemed more natural, and we kept to make this transition because we understood it better.
For sure, because knowledge really does help you overcome those mental reservations that are always going on in your head, because that someday is that protection against actually making a commitment to doing something and making a change.
Yes, it is.
So we're going to talk about taking action. Taking action can come in the form of a few things. Like, what's the first thing that we would recommend that they do?
Well, I just was mentioning, start learning more about the lifestyle. I mean, even now, if you're thinking this is a few years down the road for you, perhaps, start taking action now. If you start learning about this lifestyle, all of a sudden, your whole perspective about what it really is and what you're getting into is going to change.
It does. It helps you really focus in on what you're going to expect. And also, it can really help you possibly shift into gear and maybe do it sooner. That is what it did for us.
It did.
Our 15 years became 10 years, became 5 years, became 1 year. And I can tell you that that mental shift of going down and doing that mental work and then taking action of actually getting to know more. And then the magic bullet was setting the date.
That's definitely taken action. When you put a date down.
And your date can be 5 years from now. Your date doesn't have to be 3 months from now. Your date can be, in the future, but your date cannot be someday. It cannot be that word. So take action, set your date, and then, move forward with learning about things in the meantime. So we have a quote here from Tony Robbins. And this quote says that a real decision is measured by the fact that you've taken action. If you don't take action, you haven't really decided. And that resonated with me when I read that quote, because so many things in our lives we want, we hope for, but until you put action behind that hope or that want and desire, you're not going to get what you truly want. And things get in the way, and then before you know it, you have built a life that cannot include what you really wanted it to include, the full-time RV life. So we are ramping up here, and in 2 weeks, we're going to be doing a transition to full-time RV living workshop. Actually, it's a boot camp. We called it boot camp this time because it goes with RVing and camping. So as you're taking action, you might want to consider this workshop. It's free. It starts on March 1st. It goes every day of that week, March 1st through 5th at 7 p.m. every evening Eastern time. We're going to be hopping on a session, I guess. I was going to say a show, but it won't be. It'll be a boot camp session every evening, and we're going to have 30 minutes of training and then 30 minutes of Q&A. So we encourage you to sign up. It is free. And you can register here at streetswander.com/get-registered-bootcamp. And we're really excited. I don't know if you have ever been to one of our workshops before, but we've changed this one around a little bit. So if you have been to one before and you want to see what this one's like, we invite you to join us. If you've never been to one, you deserve to know more about the RV life. And this is a great way to get some information.
It's a great place to start, because we all have to start somewhere. And the more information you get, like we said, for us, it changed our perspective and made us go full-time a lot sooner.
Yes, because again, you don't know what you don't know until you find out. And the best way to find out is from people who've experienced it and experienced the transition in a way that has impacted their lives. And it has certainly impacted ours.
It definitely has impacted ours.
So that is it for today's show. So you're going to stop saying someday. You're going to identify what's holding you back and focus in on what you really want. And maybe even set a date right now if that's something that you want to do. And then the third thing is to take action. Take action on getting more knowledge. Take action on, setting that date and then planning out your transition. And that's what we're going to hope to do with you in the boot camp. So we'd love it if you'd sign up. So next week, we're going to be sharing the 3 signs that you're ready for a full-time RV life. And so you can join us here, same time, same place, right here on Facebook or YouTube if you're watching. And we're going to be talking about those 3 signs and see if you are seeing those 3 signs in your life. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the comments. And let's go to the top. Jill says, good morning. Good morning, Jill. Good morning. Oh, you guys must be morning. We're afternoon. Oh, yeah. Tina says, hello from Philly. Yay. Okay. I bet you guys are all getting some really strange weather, huh? We've been very fortunate. We're in Florida, and it has been rainy and chilly, but we are not getting what the rest of the United States is getting.
Yeah, it's looking pretty terrible up there.
Yeah. We've been watching especially our friends in Texas. It's been a little insane. Michelle says, love the new haircut. Thank you very much. When you stop saying someday and pick a date, it becomes scary and real. The packing must begin, and figuring out where to go first is daunting. You are right.
Absolutely right.
It is because you just don't know. It's all of a sudden you have this everything is available to you. Everything is out there for you to take advantage of, and you just don't know where to start. And it can be quite overwhelming. Tina says that money for buying the motorhome is our problem. We are seasonal, at a campground, and have a destination trailer. Oh, yeah, I could see that. Trying to make that transition over to having something that you can travel in. That is, yeah. But you know what? Brian and I firmly believe that where there's a will, there's a way. And, just thinking about things differently, praying for opportunities, really opening up that mental box of how can I solve this problem, or how can I make this work, and look for those new things, new opportunities to take advantage of. Tina, we're going to be hearing from you, and you're going to tell us that you've done this.
Made it.
Okay, Joanne says, would you repeat the quote that we shared at the beginning? Sure. Let me go find that. Hold on here. No matter how long you wait or how hard you wish, someday we'll not get any closer. We'll never get any closer.
It will not.
Is that the one? I hope so. The other one, I'll leave that there for a second. The other one was our daily decisions make our lives. So let me switch back here. Okay. Or Joanne said that. Sorry, Joanne. Okay. Tina Mac says, thumbs up. Yes. Yeah. They're in another snow and ice storm. I know it's terrible out there. So we will definitely be thinking of all you guys who are in sub-zero temperatures, and really pray for safety, and that you guys get through this. I know there's rolling blackouts. There's all sorts of things going on. So we really feel for you as you're going through this. So
yeah, all of this will definitely make the springtime so much better.
It will. That perspective, right?
That perspective, I think, and looking ahead.
No doubt. Okay, well, we are going to wrap it up this week. We really have enjoyed spending this time with you. We encourage you to reach out to us if you want to have more conversations about going full-time. Encourage you to join the boot camp. We would love for you to get in there and get all the information you can. And we will see you next week, like we said, same time, same place. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us for the RV Living Show. We hope this episode helps you in creating an RV life you love.
Until next time, we encourage you to stop wondering and